In a pattern forms, you're going to be taking a shape, and in edit mode, you're going to apply some materials to create a pattern or some kind of interesting artistic effect. So you're going to want to start by choosing a base pattern, and it really doesn't matter which of these you choose. I'm going to go ahead and just choose the disk, the first one. And so I'm going to download that. And notice that by clicking this icon, I can actually just download it directly. And then I can open that up in Blender. Now, to keep my settings in Blender, I am going to open it up directly from within Blender. So I'm going to go to Open. I'm not going to save these changes. And I'm going to go to my downloads. So download, there it is. Okay, and when you open it up, you're going to see this file. It's already in edit mode, but you can flip back to object mode to see what's going on. Also, you'll notice that there is something hidden, and that's the text. So I'm going to turn that back on. And in edit mode, so I'm going to get out of edit mode by hitting tab. And let me turn on my screencast keys so that you guys can see what keys I'm actually pressing. So let's hit tab to go between edit mode and object mode. In object mode, I can click on the name and then go into edit mode, and notice there's a cursor there. So I'm going to backspace that, and then I'll type my name. And then I can go back to object mode by hitting tab and click on this disk, and I'm going to go back into edit mode. Now, these instructions are kind of taking up some space, and since I'm going to be explaining these, let me just go ahead and close these. You can either just slide it over like this, or you can close that panel entirely by clicking on the panel to the left up in the corner and dragging over and letting go. And that will close the panel to the right. So now that I have a good workspace here, let's start adding some materials. And you'll notice there's already one material that's been created. So I can set the color for that. Let's go set the color for that. So I'll go to base color, and I'm going to choose a color. But notice that nothing actually changed over here, and that's because I'm in solid view. So the viewport is in solid mode. And I want to change that. So you can either come up to the top to the four buttons, or you can hit the Z key and then choose either rendered or material preview mode. And now you can see that this orange color applies to everything because it's the only material that we have. To add a new material, you'll need to add material slots. So let me add 3 more slots. So I'm going to hit plus, plus, plus. So notice that I have 3 blank material slots now, and I'm going to add a new material to each one. So let's say this first material, let me give it a name of, let's call this the main material. And then I'm going to go to the next one. I'm going to create a new material. And I'm going to call this my accent 1. Then I'll go to the next one and create a new material, and I'll call this accent 2. And then I'll go to the last one, and we'll call this the secondary color. Okay, and so my main color is orange, so I'm going to make my secondary color something that goes along with that. So how about yellow? And maybe I'll make the main color darker. And then I'm going to start applying the secondary color to anything I want to be that color. So I'm going to select faces on here. I think I'm going to make the secondary color be the outer ring. So whoops, notice it's selecting the edges and not the faces. So let me escape out of circle select mode, and we'll change to face selection mode either by clicking up here or hitting the 3 key. And I'll go back to circle select mode by hitting C. And I'm going to select all the way around the outer ring. And there are other ways to select that faster, but that'll work for now. And then I'm going to escape out of circle select mode. I'm going to assign, and you'll see now that the yellow color goes around the outside. I want to have some other materials though, so let me add an accent, and I'll just choose, let's say black. Let's make a black color. And we'll make a ring that's black. Okay, and I'll escape out of circle select mode. Come over here and make sure you're choosing the color you want to assign the material, and I'm going to assign that. Uh-oh, notice that I had more selected because I hadn't removed the selection that I had used the first time. So I'm going to undo that by doing Control Z. I'm going to unselect everything with Alt A, and then I'll reselect my ring. And if I accidentally overshoot my ring like that, I can use the middle mouse button and drag over the top of the things I want to get rid of. And then I'll escape out of circle select mode. I'll assign that color. And I have only got one more accent color that I need to use. And I think I'll leave it white, but it's not actually a pure white. I'm going to bump that right up to pure white. And then I'll deselect the things I have selected currently. So Alt A. And then I'm just going to choose the things that I want. So I'm holding the Shift key right now. I'm choosing the things that I want to make that color. And I'm just using the Shift key for that. And then I'll assign that. Make sure you choose the right color and assign that. And now I have some kind of color pattern. So that is the basic idea for how to add material slots and then assign those materials to different faces of a shape in edit mode.